All right, we're here at my outdoor worm bin, and it's only been 5 days since we were in here last. We did a St. Patrick's Day feeding, and that's why you're seeing some of these green clovers on here. But one of the things we did was we put in some banana plant cross sections, and we're doing a little experiment to see which one kind of went faster. The one that had a banana bunch sprouting through it, or the one that didn't quite have one, and they both had died in the freeze that we had. I'm not sure the orientation that I had when we were in here last, because this is a circular bin. I just kind of put it down, so I'm not sure which one was where. Here's a banana peel with some hollowed out space here where the banana was, so the worms got right in there and ate that right up. That's kind of cool. But somewhere right on top should be those banana cross sections, and let's keep looking. And while we're looking for them, I just want to talk about one other thing I want to try in here, and that is, I believe it's in the soil and in the garden, or in the garden and in the soil, left a comment about how what they do with their avocado shells is when all the flesh is eaten off of them, they'll take them out and then pulverize them in their little blender. So I'm going to give that a try. And if you saw that there was a little worm on there, I made sure I got the worm off, but unfortunately, I'm just not seeing those banana. Well, maybe this is it right here. I'm looking for the banana cross section, and this feels like it is the one that had the banana through it. And actually, look right here in the middle. That's where I'm seeing the most worms. So it's almost like they really like that stem part of it. Let me just see if I'll turn it over so you can see. These are the individual leaves that kind of come up through it, and then they get pressed out as more grow. And then right here was the centerpiece where I had cut through, and this was the banana stem itself. What happens is the banana stem grows through the center and no more leaves can grow after it. So its dying deed is to produce bananas, and then the plant dies. So they're really liking that center part of it. I mean, they're all throughout there. That's really cool, really interesting. But also they do like the sides too. So I'm just gonna kind of break it up so they have an easier go at it for next time. But let's continue to look for that other one. So this one was here, that means the other one was right here, and it was a little bit smaller. So if they went all the way through it and ate the whole thing, I don't blame them. And here, I think what we're seeing right here are the remnants, because this looks like kind of the outside or one of the concentric rings of the banana plant. So pretty cool, pretty cool. They really went through that quick. It's been 5 days, that's it, since we've been in here. And they really took after it pretty well. But that's interesting, they went through the center of that. And then if you can see right here, we gave a little bit of a smaller feeding. It was a green feeding for St. Patrick's Day, but they are right through here. I can just kind of see them. Check that out. Oh yeah, oh yeah. They are just enjoying that feeding. And there are probably around 5,000 worms total in this bin. So compared to my other bins, you're just gonna see worm ball after worm ball. But I absolutely love it. I don't know what the carrying capacity of this bin is, but it is a lot. There's just tons of worms. And speaking of that, this bin has actually been going for 425 days. And this is gonna be the 54th feeding that we've fed. So this bin is just a workhorse, and I constantly take castings out of it. Probably on average every 2 weeks. I try to do it before every feeding. But, you know, over that year and a half or more, I've been taking I've been taking castings out constantly. And here's a little bit of the food mass that was in there. Looks like some greens, some lettuce, that kind of thing. But yeah, I dig in here, pull over, tons of worms. I bet you even from the side. Come over here, pull it over, still lots of worms all throughout it. So let's go ahead and look for some avocado seeds, and I'll continue to take those out if it looks like they've got all the flesh off them. So I'll do that real quick. Look at that. Oh man, you know, we just tried to do an avocado bait station, my tiny worm bin, and there was only about 20, but right there, that's probably 100 worms right there in this avocado. So there's still some tiny worms in there. I'm not gonna take this one out. I mean, just look at this. 2 more avocado shells and 2 more just absolute worm balls within them. I mean, it's It's just amazing. They really, really love them. So I don't know how many avocado shells I'm gonna find unoccupied in here. All right, so there were a lot of castings, a lot of worms in here, and I didn't find too many other avocado shells that were unoccupied. So I think we've just got a couple that we're gonna try and dry out and pulverize. But I put all the food that I've kind of found right here. And we're gonna start by putting on some bedding. Now, every time I feed, I add more bedding, especially to this bin, because they need a constant supply of both nitrogen and carbon. And this is just shredded cardboard and shredded newspapers, maybe some shredded junk mail in there too. And here's what we had in mind to feed. Well, it was St. Patrick's Day, so we certainly are gonna have some cabbage right here, and definitely some potato peels as well. And then I've got some of the usual banana peels, apples, and strawberries, and some more cabbage leaves. And then this is the kombucha. I let it dry out, and you know what? I'm just gonna put it in this outdoor bin because this outdoor bin is indestructible. In fact, if you wanna see what it's made out of, it's just two 20-gallon fabric pots, and I've got affiliate links if you wanna check out their prices and stuff like that. Little worm on there. And these make a super outdoor worm bin because they can drain the water through them. This fabric material drains the water, so you're always gonna have the perfect moisture level in here. And it actually repels the rain. I just fold the tops over and I've got a little basin on top for weight, and it repels the rain also. So just an overall excellent worm bin, and I'm here in Florida, so I have no problem leaving it here year round. Next, we're gonna add some pulverized oats, and I refresh this and pulverize some more oats, so we're gonna have a ton of that. And if you noticed when I was digging around, we saw none of that left from last feeding. Next, we'll go in with some coffee, and I drain the coffee out of here. This is just spent coffee grounds, but it had gotten a little high, so I just put it in my regular compost. And then I refilled my grit, which is just eggshells. And I add this every time, mostly because I like it for my garden, but also because the worms can use it as grit. And even though I put a lot in there, you'll see anytime I dig through my bins, I never find like clusters of eggshells. So the worms seem to enjoy it and use it a lot. So we're just gonna cover this back up. And if you like this video, like the different experiments I do in it, and like the feedings, go and hit the like button. I really appreciate that. I've got two other bins on my channel. I've got a tiny worm bin and a Vermihut worm tower, which are both really fun to use as worm farms, and they produce a lot of castings. And I've got a lot of castings for my spring planting, which is absolutely fantastic. I just love using worm castings for both my seed starting mix, for my soil mixes, and I make worm casting tea out of it too as a soil drench and leaf drench for my plants. So I hope everybody's having a great day, and happy vermicomposting, everybody. Take care now.